What is going on, people? Welcome back into the channel. I hope you are doing the best to get through this international break. I know it's not been the best for me. It's only a few days in, and I've written poetry about Coventry City.
Milan, if you left in the summer, it would have been a bummer. The long throws have been working. The fans, they're twerking. Talking about you, Alex Craig.
And I've tried to uncover a AI scandal that Coventry are burying.
You're supposed to tell me that Coventry City have a player by the name of Joel Latsboutier, supposedly 84 appearances for the club.
So it's not exactly on the best for me, but we are back for one of my favorite recurring series on the Joner Fat Cat channel. It is Fire and Ice player picks. If you don't know what it is, I'll quickly run it down for you. Two players that are on fire, I want to see keep burning, keep killing it. Two players that are ice, maybe cold right now. Not cold like Palmer. Cold as in I know that they can do better. Today is going to be a little bit different. Today we've got one ice player and we've got one Starbucks iced coffee 2 hours later, where kind of teetering between the two, and I need you in the comments to let me know which side you lean towards. So quick housekeeping, two things before we get in there. I mentioned last video I have a huge announcement. If you saw that I had a camera, it broke. Long story short, we're still fighting the good fight on that. Hopefully we can get a new camera. I've got some big stuff going on this weekend. I've got some family coming into town. Hopefully going to be making a video then. But the big announcement that I alluded to, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. I'm going to England. Yes, flight is booked. January for Leicester and Millwall. M69 Derby, live in the flesh, midweek Millwall football. I will be there. I will be on the pints. I will be on the vlog. I will be getting there, and I cannot wait to meet any and every single one of you that want to. I will be around. Keep an eye out for where we're going to be before game. I need your guys' help. Should I go to Dillon's, Weathershire? I'm not even going to try to remember the names. So yeah, sunny England in January for a couple days. Going to bounce around Europe. Cannot wait. So excited to see you all. And don't worry, I'm packing my sunscreen. And quickly before we start, if you do not know who I am Joner Fat Cat. I make EFL Championship content. Please subscribe if you're new. If you are not new and you're not subscribed, just do it for me. It helps me grow the channel. I really appreciate it. We just hit 1,300 subs. Let's get this video to 75 likes. How about that? As always, get down in the comments. Let me know what you agree and disagree with. And I'm going to need your participation on the second player in specifics. Tried to hold off as long as possible making this video. Reason being, the first ice player. And what's fair is fair. It's going to be Mr. Haji Wright. So, 27-year-old Haji Wright, $12 million market value. Just want to preface here, I want you to drop your bias. I feel like he is very over-criticized for a player who, if you look right above my head, 97 appearances, 40 goals. Oh, wait a second. That's the Premier League. That's Victor Gyökeres. And look who's on the same exact number. And Gyökeres only had 3 goals in his 19 loan appearances. So right now, Haji Wright boasts a better goal to game ratio than him. I totally understand the frustration. He looks and he gives off the appearance that he's lazy. He's a true striker. He does not like to get back. Earlier in the season, he had some good games on the defensive side. And I know, playoffs last season, forced his way back early from injury, wasn't himself. Maybe he's a reason why we aren't in the Premier League now. But please, please, please just look at this season. Before this break, he had 8 goals. And the reason he's an ice player is because this is focusing on each little bubble of games. So we know USA against Australia, class game, 2 goals, man of the match, beat a defender, curled it past a keeper, nice outside the boot finish for his first goal. Everyone was super excited for him. He was already in amazing, amazing goal scoring form. I do remember, by the way, against Millwall, a lot of people that were at the game said he was putting in a shift on the defensive end. So he comes back, quick turnaround for Blackburn. I didn't want him to start, and he did, and since then, it's been a little bit of a decline. And I'm not going to come here and make excuses for him. He hasn't been good. I felt that in the Stoke City game, formationally, it just didn't work out for his play style. The ball was coming down the left-hand side. He was situated as that left striker, and he was the one that had to drop into the midfield instead of it being BTA getting the ball, and that's just not his strengths. So in this game, it was difficult for him. He was not playing to his strengths, and then I think also the goal-scoring lack of was starting to get to him because it seemed like he was trying to do a little bit too much. Now, eye test is eye test. I thought he looked good against Sheffield United, but goal and assist wise, he just has been lacking. He got that late assist. So I'm hoping that this little rest can get Haji back firing again, because when he's good, the team is great. And I think just a couple statistics just kind of highlight the player he is. And the reason that I had an issue with the way that we played against Stoke is he has 31 missed controls this season. We know Haji Wright doesn't touch the ball a lot. Let's see. He's got 294 touches, 31 missed controls. He was dispossessed 12 times. So he's really not touching the ball as much as anyone else around him, but he's still losing the ball when he gets on. And that's because, we know Haji's not much of a dribbler. He can, in space, one-on-one with a defender in transition, but his best trait is getting himself in the right position at the right time and putting away a chance or burying one if he needs to have some class and add some pace or some finesse to it. We've seen it time and time again. And I also think that when he gets into these little ruts where he's not scoring, he's probably hearing the pressure because the fans are very, very quick to turn on him. Whether that's right or wrong, you make your own decision. He's got a really low passing accuracy for someone who's only attempted 171 passes. I feel like he doesn't really put himself in positions to make dangerous passes. So I would like that percentage to be a little bit higher. But I think that also just harps on the fact that, sometimes he may just try to do too much because he's trying to get on that goal sheet. And if you go back and you look at this crazy stretch he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row with goals. He probably had the least amount of touches in these games than any other games this season. He was just positioning in the box, lining up with the center back, bodying the center back, making runs, getting in the box for crosses. We also had Radoni for a couple of these games, to be fair, so that may have had a little bit of an impact as well. And we obviously know Haji's been offsides a lot. He's been offsides 16 times this year. That's just the name of the game with the strikers. It is what it is. I mean, you could see EMC right there with 10. That actually gives us the perfect segue. And if you're cringing because EMC is the next player, I do apologize. Let's talk through it together. As I said, just get down in the comments. Let's talk it through. EMC is our 2-hour-old Starbucks iced coffee for this window. So we start here. Let's look at the last starting 11, the strongest starting 11 until Radoni comes back. Let's look at the attackers. You've got 9 goals and assists from Hodge, 13 from BTA, 6 from Sox, and 4 from EMC. So he does stand out a little bit there just from a straight goal and assist production-wise. I'm not saying that that's the reason he's here today, because that's obviously not the case, but I feel that we could definitely see a little bit more, specifically on the end product from Ephron Mason-Clark going forward this season. Muscle injury. Is your brain a muscle? So EMC has given us some really, really marquee moments this season. Obviously, the goal against Stoke City.
I don't hate Sims. I promise you I don't hate... Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes.
And then that beautiful first-time finish from that Sakamoto cross against Wrexham to open the scoring on Halloween. Obviously, that wasn't enough. So yes, he started to enter that category of only scoring bangers, similar to Victor Torp. And originally, I had him as an ice pick because I just want to see more with that final ball. But then going through and looking at the statistics on the team, he leads in so many dribbling stats. So it's like, are you okay with him not having the best end product, but he's beating defenders consistently? He's getting himself in good positions. And do you just expect it to slowly deviate back to where you would expect, even if he's just average at putting final balls in? Or are you okay with that? Because there's going to be some tough decisions to be made when Radoni gets back up to speed. Obviously, he's not going to run his way right back into the team. But I think, maybe come December, January, it could be a question of one of those wingers being dropped, and BTA is near undroppable right now. And just to retouch on those points that I was talking about, him leading in so many touching and dribbling statistics. He's got 66 touches in the attacking third, only less than Haji Wright. By the way, why is Bobby Thomas up there? That makes no sense. He's got the most successful take-ons on the team this season, which you'd expect. 20 carries into the final third, which is insane for a winger considering where he's normally positioned. So that also just goes to show that he is getting back and playing defense when needed. And lastly, he's received the most progressive passes by a very, very decent amount, nearly more than 25 more than BTA. So he's a trusted player in the team. He likes to have the ball at his feet. He loves to take on a defender, take on 2 defenders, draw defenders in, and pass that ball over to someone else. But I feel like he's been giving a little bit of Jeremy Doku vibes recently, where he's done all that, but he just needs to get that final piece to click, and then he's going to take himself from where he is now to an absolutely absurd player. I mean, his market value has already probably doubled this season to begin with. So maybe I'm asking for too much, but when your team is top of the table, you're probably gripping at straws for some of these. So he's only got 2 successfully completed crosses this season. And then his passing accuracy is down at 66%. And, you know, that's kind of a subjective one because wingers are going to be in more dangerous positions to make harder passes, especially ones that are going into the box. But just from what I'm feeling, I want to see a little bit more on that final ball from EMC, and that'll just skyrocket his game to a different level. So do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm not saying that I want him dropped at all because that's not the case. He was the game changer in the Sheffield United game. He probably wouldn't have gotten all 3 points if he didn't come in and spread that defense out. But I don't know. Am I gripping at straws? Let me know. I feel like you kind of have to in this situation. There was really not even another player that I considered putting in because no one else has been bad. So yeah, let's go the fire. The red LEDs for the fire picks. First one. Yes! I would just like to announce the last time we did this, our first ice pick was today's first fire pick. So, character, progression, arc, Tatsuhiro Sakamoto.
Legendary.
Now, this one is going to be an absolute joy to talk about, and we're not coming at you with statistics here. We're coming at straight vibes. 29-year-old from Japan, superstar from Tokyo. Didn't get the call up, unfortunately, but he got a lot of position competition there. Sox needed this really badly. He overcomplicated the starting lineup very, very much in this past window where he went on a stretch of 2 games in a row with a goal and an assist, and then he added another goal in that game against Sheffield United. The goal that started to turn the tide, a beautiful first-time finish right under the keeper's arm near post. So now up to 4 goals on the season, 2 assists as well. I feel like I could talk about Sox all day. Just plays the game the right way from the winger. He's not selfish. He's not scared to go in on a tackle. This guy gets bodied multiple times a game, and he'll give it right back to a player. We saw that dirty challenge by Sorba Thomas. Got right back up, was giving it to him instantly the rest of the game. And hey, for a small guy, 5'7", he can get his money's worth on a challenge. That challenge he had against Sheffield United on McCollum, the former Cov player, got his money's worth on the yellow. There's a reason I have a Sakamoto kid. He just plays the game so hard, and he's just such a joy probably to have in the locker room and also just to have on the pitch. He's just very hardworking, motivating, probably makes you want to go the extra mile considering the fact that, say, Milan van Ewijk is having a tough day. He might turn to his right and he might see Sakamoto back there defending with him. No complaints, no questions asked. And then 2 seconds later, you'll see him burst down the pitch. He's got really good pace, even though he's 29 years old. He's still very quick, bulked up this year. He's been playing super well this past block of games. I'm hoping he can build on that. And, you know, he probably knows in the back of his mind, too, there's going to be a position battle coming. So he wants to put his best foot forward. It's probably not a game that anyone's dying to revisit, but we do have to remember against Wrexham, he was the bright spot. He was the one that catalyzed our, surge to try and come back. He had that really beautiful goal from outside the box late in the game. 3 completed dribbles in that match, drew 4 fouls, and he won 12 duels. That's pretty insane for one singular game, especially a game where we were on the back foot. We didn't even hold possession in this game. So having that X factor ability to create something out of nothing is something that he definitely possesses, and that's going to become very, very handy late in the season because let's be real here. We aren't always going to be winning games. He tried to will the comeback against Wrexham. He did will the comeback against Sheffield United. So fire. Good job on you, Tatsuhiro Sakamoto. My boy. I want to meet you in January. Can you meet me? Send this to Sakamoto, please. Last but not least, the final fire player of 2025. It is the Dutchman, Milan van Ewijk. What is there even to say about Milan this season? Well, actually, there's a lot to say. I could probably sit here and glaze him for 20 minutes, but he has been an integral part of this team. The one game we lost, he was suspended due to yellow card accumulation. 5 yellow cards on the year, 5 assists on the year. He hasn't had an assist in a minute, but we don't care about that. His last one was against Millwall. He had a duo of assists there. And let me preface, I could put Matt Grimes in here, but if you've seen the last 2 videos, we talked about Matt Grimes a lot, and I feel like he probably would just win every single fire pick because he is the most important and critical player in the entire league. But we're going to give Milan his flowers here. Imagine how different this season would have been if he left for Wolfsburg. I mean, the price was going to be $10 to $15 million, pounds, whatever it was. Kane, Kessler Hayden, he's got a lot of potential, but he is not Milan van Ewijk. This guy's work rate, this guy's consistency, his on-the-ball play, his defense, his blistering pace, just everything about him, every attribute is perfect for this team. And remember, he's also missing his right-hand man. Could say the same for Sakamoto as well. early in the season, a lot of the play and a lot of the goals came down that right-hand side because those three would just overload and have nice little tiki-taka load-up play down that right-hand side, overwhelm defenders, draw players in, draw center backs in, and then just put balls into the box, which is probably why, Milan picked up 3 assists in the first 2 games of the year. Those were obviously games where Jack Radoni and Sakamoto were also in the game with him. But it just feels like he's almost stepped into a seniority vet role at the age of 25. I mean, it's a relatively young team for the most part. He's been around for a couple of years. He's got the fans behind him. We obviously see at the end of every game doing the chant. He does it with the player of the game, so he's solidified to do that. I thought it was top 5 respect moments. He did it by himself in the game against Stoke because they were inferring that it was going to be EMC. So love that. Great camaraderie. But just feels like he's everywhere. Literally everywhere, every single moment of the game, whether it be in attack, whether it be in defense, whether it be covering at the back post. Just everything about his game has just taken a step up this year from someone who looked like a broken man back in May after that bad pack pass against Sunderland. He has completely done a 180. I think he probably decided there was unfinished business this season. And you know what? It is a great, great investment because right now it's looking like they are headed to somewhere that they have not seen for many, many years. And he would be one of the leading candidates to help that stay up charge if it were to come next year. And I've talked about this stat before. I don't think it's fully updated, but Milan van Ewijk has 248 touches in the attacking third, which is only less than Jay Da Silva. Just clock that. I mean, they're defenders. Just shows how comfortable they are getting up the pitch, pushing up the pitch. They're happy to be on the ball. They want the ball at their feet. But then on the flip side, these two guys, I mean, we're talking about Milan, but it kind of goes for Jay Da Silva as well. They're not scared to get stuck in on a challenge. Milan has already been suspended for 5 yellow cards. Him and Sorba Thomas were going at it despite, Sorba Thomas having maybe a foot of height on him. That did not matter because it's not about the size of the dog. It's about the bark. And this guy has the bark. All right, sorry, gang. We will swap to the woke nonsense camera for the rest of the video. But I mean, there's just too many words to say about Milan van Ewijk, Jay Da Silva. I could pretty much do this for the entire team. If you think there's someone else that probably deserved it more or didn't deserve it, let me know down in the comments. I mean, like I said, you could say this for literally anyone. I mean, you could even make a case for someone like a Kitching who's been quietly an unsung hero this season, started all 15 games, saved multiple goals, had 2 crucial blocks against Stoke. And it's just great to see because, when things are clicking, they are clicking, and they have been clicking this season. 34 points, 5 points clear of second place, 7 points off of the playoffs. It's just great stuff, and wow, the quality on this camera is so bad compared to my new camera. Anyways, that's going to be all. We'll get the match preview out. We'll also get my weekend video where I'm going to be spreading the word of soccer Coventry at American football. I have to say that to differentiate the two. Please subscribe if you are still here. Let me know down below all your thoughts on this video. I'll be responding to everyone. Have a good one, and peace.